Money, love, love. Gonna go tonight. I keep waiting every week for Shane to turn me on tonight with that podcast. It makes you feel good inside. And you keep on waiting and you get so excited. I remember Mama said, you can't hurry Shane. Now you'll just have to wait until the next podcast. I know that it's late. Jesus, that fell apart. I had the whole idea to do that Phil Collins song. Do you remember that? Mama, but and I used to know every damn word of that. Now I can't seem to remember any of it, let alone try and twist it around into a clever little Jive Talkin episode intro. Jesus, just ain't gonna happen, everybody. Welcome one and all back to episode 155, Jive Talkin with Shane Diablo, where we have an extended version, as you can see. Much more relaxed, much more kind of, just thinking about whatever we want to do here. Because, why? Extension cord. So we've got stories from Metallica and Gary Holt. The Shanker brothers are at it again. And James Lomenzo. Whenever James Lomenzo hits the news, we got to talk about it, whatever's on his mind. Because, of course, he was in Season 22, 26 of The Amazing Race with ABBA. And of course, I've spoke on this topic before, but they were in, I want to say it was Russia or somewhere like that, and they lost their passports. So Philky Hogan had to, when they finally made it to the mat at the end of that, Philky Hogan said, I'm sorry, you guys, you did not have the documents in order to get on the planes, trains, or whatever we intend to send you next out of the country. So they just left him in Russia, I guess. So welcome. We get into the hot stories. Richie Sambora, do we still got him or did I get rid of him? Oh yeah, I had to X Richie Sambora. He said he's got 2 albums worth of solo material in his back pocket. And so I wanted to learn a little bit about that. Maybe he's trying to make John Bon Jovi jelly. He's like, wait a minute, I only got 1 album in my back pocket. He's got a whole 2? Jeez. But let's get into it. And welcome, and I thank you guys for all tuning in. As we progress, maybe into the 300 episodes, it will get more professional. You'll see a more kind of polished thing here. With headsets and wacky noises and all of that. But for now, it's just this. Welcome aboard. Metallica pays tribute, I love this, to John and Marcia Zazula. We felt we were cared for by them, and they really were, because that's Megaforce, because I just saw it right there. Megaforce Records, who actually signed Metallica. Yes? Let's learn about it. In a recent episode of the Metallica Report, it's a fine podcast that's offering weekly insider updates on all things Metallica. Metallica frontman, James Hetfield and drummer Lars Ulrich and the guitarist Kirk Hammett remembered Megaforce founder Johnny Z Zazula. Yeah, he went by Johnny Z. For some reason, I was going to say Combat Records, but that was not. No, it was Megaforce. I think I attached his name to that, the wrong one. That might be when I sent my band. Dear Mr. Zazula, Combat Records. That could have been something too. I sent my demos out, like every young band does that you're trying to do something with heavy metal music or whatever. You send them out. You put the cassette tape in the bio and the picture of your band standing there and everything. And I got back one after another. Thank you for your request or your submission, but we're not looking for that right now. Thank you. Over and over and over again. I had to have sent it to 30 labels. And it was just, it should have told me something. Anywho, Kirk Hammett, remember Megaforce founder Johnny Z Zazula and his wife Marcia Zazula. Megaforce Records. Megaforce is widely, see, they put it right over the top there. It threw me off a bit. Megaforce is widely credited for launching the career of Metallica by releasing the band's first two albums, 1983's Kill 'Em All and 1984's Ride the Lightning, before Metallica landed a major record deal with Elektra Records. A Megaforce roster has also included such artists as, and they're all there, Anthrax, Testament, Overkill, Ace Frehley. And man, do I got a story that I can't say. I'm not going to even... You didn't hear nothing, okay? Ace Frehley, Ministry, King's X, Stormtroopers of Death, a.k.a. SOD, and Raven. So they're not goofing around, the Megaforce. Johnny Z knew what he was doing. Lars said, as transcribed by Blabbermouth, it was the spring of 1983, and we had just moved up to San Francisco. We got a call, an invitation from a very enthusiastic Johnny Zazula, who is in Jersey. Oh, Hetfield editor. Oh, yeah, I believe the little devil's right. I remember going out to the El Cerrito house, the Metallica Mansion, Metallica Mansion. Remember that, Rod? Oh, yes, I do. The Metallica Mansion. Going around to the phone booth with Lars and Cliff Burton, too. I hope they say something about Cliff. And him talking to Johnny over the phone. Yeah. And he's like, yay! I just connected with the guy who got our tape. And back then, tape trading was a thing. Yeah. And that's how you got your music around. And I just remember talking on the phone and saying, yo, with him and Lars, just saying, hey, this guy in New Jersey really likes us, and he's passionate about us. And it feels great. It feels right. Ulrich says, we were ready for whatever at the time, and we threw all the shit in the U-Haul truck. Even David Mustaine. We spent about a week going across beautiful United States country and ended up in an old bridge, New Jersey. Oh, we never met Johnny, never seen him, nothing. We hop in the U-Haul and go out. And I remember when we pulled up to the house eventually, one of the first things we had to tell him was, hey, we're here and we're getting rid of our lead guitar player, Dave Mustaine. I mean, they went from the Bay Area, guys. Let's take this into fucking consideration here for a second. Pardon the French. They have just traveled from the Bay Area clear across the entire United States to New Jersey with Dave Mustaine in the van with him the whole time. He's like, okay, well, let's keep going. We shared the same vision, so it felt absolutely right at the time. And Kirk says, yeah, well, when I first arrived to the music building in Jamaica, Queens, I remember meeting those guys and the rest of those guys in the band, and we started rehearsing right away. We rehearsed like 2 or 3 days, and someone was saying, yeah, Johnny, he's the guy who's starting the record label, who's signing us. And so we're going to go out to Johnny's record store for the first time. I remember hearing something from Anthrax about that. They would hang out at his record store, and they would just harass and harangue him and bother him about listening to their band. And he was like, dude, I don't want to listen to it. But they kept going and going. Scott Ian in his ear going, listen to it. We just live right down the street. Yeah, Johnny, he's the guy that's got the record label. Ooh, he's signing us. So we were going to go out to Johnny's. Oh, that's Kirk. And man. Story for the first time in New Jersey, rock and roll heaven. So we piled in the car with Dave. We hadn't given him the talk yet. Oh, no, Kirk wasn't with him, huh? See, someone was almost going to catch me in a false metal, dude. I say it every Tuesday. Every Tuesday at the Elk Club, I say he's false metal. And then I slipped and I caught myself like it's like, dude, all right. I know that I'm always saying that he's false metal down there at the Elk Club. Playing darts. I'm gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie, dude. He caught that. He caught that thing, right? Right? He caught it. In the story, he caught it. He's good. He's not false metal. Not false metal. So we piled in the car with Dave, and then the very first picture I took of the band was out that day, out in the parking lot after seeing Johnny and Marcia's at Rock and Roll Heaven. And at some point, it just became intolerable to stay in the music building. What? To stay at the music building? There was no hot water, no heat. It was winter time. Yeah, you travel in this clear across the country in this wintry times. There was snow. We're from the Bay Area. We don't snow. My nose is crinkling. It was horrible. So we all moved into Johnny's house, into the basement. And then that was something. How long we been going? I mean, not that it matters, but Lars, ground zero for everything that was Metallica and the Zazulas was in Old Bridge, New Jersey. It was their house. I believe it was 60 York Street. Well, don't give out the address. Most of us didn't quite have the highest degree of social skills, but we managed to get through it without fucking praying mantis over here. All of a sudden, my hands are doing this shit. But we managed to get through it without anybody getting too pissed off, other than we would all pissed off at Dave. And underneath it, obviously, was a sense of love and sense of connection, sense of appreciation, sense of for the doors that were opened. James had it. Yeah. We were taken in by Johnny and Marcia, and they were sustaining us with food and place to sleep, shelter, kind of parent-like, which was cool, which was needed at the time. We were just wild and kind of unruly. We knew what we wanted to do, but we didn't know how to get there. And family, what? And he helped us get there. Very, very kind and loving. Him and his family were there. And we're like extended family now. He even said that to us. He gave us special deep hugs and said, "You're one of my family. Metallica is in the house." And Kurt came in. Oh, we like it too, because it's like actual roof over our heads, and that we weren't staying in an office building anymore. I mean, it felt like we were in a house, even though it was just the basement. It was great. Are we? Okay. Are they just? This is just where they were all just sitting there on the podcast then and talking about it. So essentially, all this shit you could just go and listen to yourself instead of me trying to act like I'm them, because they did this on the podcast. Let's get on to Gary Holt. I don't know what this is all about. His upcoming book, he says something about it's called Protecting the Innocent. And he says, I know where all the bodies are buried. And I'm like, Gary, what are you holding back? What are you not telling us? That was 4 whole jugs. Sparkling water right down the pipe. Gary Holt says he is protecting the innocent. In his upcoming memoir, I Know Where All the Bodies Are Buried. Is that what his book's going to be called? There was another story about Gary Holt, too, that we won't be getting to, but it was about how he only was heckled twice in the 14 years that he was with Slayer. He said, but I'm sure, see, I just answered that for you. He never got heckled because he was in Exodus and he had the chops, right? In a new interview with Mike Palm of Tribe Live, Exodus and Slayer guitarist Gary Holt spoke about the status of his memoir, which is due next year via Hatchet Books, A Fabulous Disaster from the Garage to Madison Square fucking Gardens. The Hard Way. That's quite the title. I'm giving that a solid 7. That's a good title. Is described in a press release as a no-holds-barred memoir from the preeminent thrasher's life in metal for its humble but not quiet, is that right? Quiet? From its humble but not quiet beginnings in the San Francisco Bay Area through today's current resurgence in worldwide popularity as he lived big, played fast, crashed hard. Written in a collaboration with Adim Tepidelen. And I feel like I nailed that name. When I saw Exodus on the Headbangers Ball Tour, Exodus, Anthrax, and Halloween opening up, we got there way early. And Anthrax was all out playing stickball. We were chasing the balls around, you know. I may have mentioned that before. They had the Flapadoos open to the arena that they were playing at. It's in a fair park. And Gary was on his guitar the whole damn time. And he was playing along to, I want to say, because one of my friends said it was a Satriani, had just put a record out. And he was playing with that, playing to it. I don't know if that's true or not, but this little freak that I knew, and he thought he was just the greatest thing in the world, was that, no, that's a new Satriani album. Yeah, yes, let's take a look in there. Yeah, he's flawlessly playing along with it, but it is indeed the new Satriani album. You know, he was one of them, okay? In a new interview with Mike Palm, Exodus, one hell of a title there, from Humble Sam said, okay, yes. I had thought about doing a book for a long time. Just my career arc is very different. Most of your rock books involve starting out, mass success, huge drug use, alcoholism, and a spiral, then a redemption. Mine's different. Well, and Eric Gronwall, he's already put out his memoir, and he's only 30-something. Mine's different. I had moderate success, completely out of music, completely out of music, complete drug addict, and then the redemption. Am I getting something wrong there? Is he saying he had moderate success doing something else besides music? Like he was a framer or something? Maybe I'm just looking at that wrong. It's really close to the finished stages. I'll tell you that, Mike Palm. It is very close to the ending stages, is what we say it in the literary world. I read the latest version of it. It made me cry a couple of times. It made me cringe a bunch of times because there's some really cringy expletive. So he said a swear right there. There's a lot of cringy going on. And it made me laugh. It's laugh, cry, on the edge of your seat. Well, that's one hell of a way to sell your book. Let me tell you about my book. It made me laugh. It made me cry. I was on the edge of my seat at some points in my bed. Well, a few chapters I read from bed, but I was on the edge of the bed as I read those. Like any good movie. And dare I say, you could turn my Gary Holt book into a movie if you wanted to. That's all you could ask for. Asked if there were any stories that he left out of the book. That's another story we will not be hitting, is Serge Tankian. He put out his memoir, and he left out all the dirty, disgusting, or whatever terrible stories. And he was going to explain the reason for that, but we cut that story. Let's see what he does here. I left out anything that would be horrible to a lot of people I know, because if I turned it into a tell-all, I know where all the bodies are buried in thrash metal. I could expose everything, but no one would tell me all that stuff anymore, because Gary's blabbermouth, he really brought that back around, right? Gary's a blabbermouth, and he's just shared it with the world. I peel the layers back on myself heavily, just like I always have, but I'm protecting the innocent to a large degree. I'm not going into detail about other people's stuff. What a rock solid fella that is. That's the guy you can go tell all your secrets to. That's for their own books, he says. And that's their own decision whether they want to share some of that stuff. And anytime it did involve bandmates, I ran it past them. Some stuff is not a secret, the drug use and all that. I left tons of stuff out, stuff that you can put in your second book. We've got a story from Max Cavalera coming up about he's put out the memoir. He had a memoir. And talks about he's got more stories to tell for a second memoir. So Gary could do the same thing here. And any time it did involve bandmates, I ran it past them, some sort of nut secrets and drugs and all that. I left tons of stuff out, stuff that would have made the most riveting chapters on Earth. But it would have been damaging to people I care about. And I don't mind damaging myself because it's my story. I wonder if Max Cavalera, if he knows where the bodies are buried in his books. When Holt first shared the news of his upcoming memoir on social media in March 2023, he wrote, "Super stoked. Freaking super stoked over here. The announcement in book circles has gone out today, so I'm sharing in my circle. The book about my life is underway. From the beginnings of Exodus and thrash metal to the drug-fueled fall to the unexpected tragic circumstances that led me to at Slayer band official, to the bounce back to the Madison Square Garden with an at Exodus band official, charting at number 20 on the mainstream Billboard charts. All will be told. No holds barred. All the lows and highs will be retold. Been a project very close to me, and I'm stoked to be working on that guy, Adam Tempelden. I'm not doing the hashtags. I'm done with it. We're moving on. Michael Schenker, he says, I've always wondered who is the bully. And Michael Schenker says it's Rudolph that's the bully. And now I'm looking at this picture of these guys side to side, and I'm going to go ahead and say that Rudolph is the older one, right? Something tells me, or maybe that's the other way around, but in these two pictures, I would say they were twins, quite frankly, at least the same age, like mother had one of them and then very quickly made love and had another. But let's get into this. Michael Schenker calls his brother Rudolph an abusive und bully. And he's just a crazy, weird person. Don't, Thanksgivings get so much harder if you've got blabbermouth stories. You know what I mean? What did you, I saw what you said to me. It's uns a blabbermouth. Pass me the, I don't know what it is, the disgusting jelly, it's the red big cup, looks like a can, but it's disgusting jello type junk. Pass it over to me. During a November 11th appearance on Sirius XM's Trunk Nation with Eddie Junk in the Trunk on Sirius XM, legendary guitarist Michael Schenker was asked if he has been approached about taking part in Scorpion's upcoming 60th anniversary concert. Hello, everybody. No one like you. I can't wait for the night. My heavens, 60th anniversary. Concert on July 5th, 2025 at the Uns Heinz von Herten Arena in Hanover. He responded as transcribed. No,
Und I just know that I have been a very big part und creating Rudolf Schenker, Scorpions guitarist, and Michael's brother, as a musician. And I don't think without me, he would have been there. And maybe the other way around, that's the same way. But the thing is that I have to protect myself from Rudolf. Every time once he wants to do something with me, or every time they want to do something big, and then once they need my name, he misuses me. And I'm very sad once that he keeps doing that.
Michael Schenker continued,
Once, Shane, I will tell you now. When you was trying to guess once earlier who was the younger, I will tell you this now. He's 7 years once older than me. He's a bully. He has been abusive to me for many years. He has distorted my image for many years. And he just once pretended as if nothing ever happened, I guess. Because I asked other people, hey, how does your older brother treat you?
What are you talking about? You talking about my brother? Why, my brother treats me like a fine brother.
How does your brother treat you? And they say, exactly it's the same way. So I think it's just the thing they do. They think once they own you, they can do whatever they want. I'm 7 years once younger. That's just my little brother.
Ooh, a little English there.
Once that's just my little brother. Nobody. Blah, blah, blah. I have no idea how these people, how their heads and their brains work. But the fact is, I helped the Scorpions. I jump-started them. And they forgot everything about it. And it's not the Scorpions that are the bad guys. Or actually, nobody is really the bad guys. It's all Rudolf. Is just a crazy, weird person. Once I don't know what drives him, but I don't wanna be connected to it. And so I don't wanna be distracted.
He's distracted. He don't want to be distracted by Scorpions bullshit. He wants to live his own life. He's torn by Eric Gronwall. Remember when Snake Sabel and those guys were saying he's sneaking off to go play? That's what he's doing.
Okay, I'll do something with Rudolph. And then he abuses me or uses me disrespectfully. I don't know why he keeps going like that. But it's just kind of very, very strange. I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know why it's so important for him to be once bigger than his little brother, because he's the bigger brother. But there's no reason for him to be rude to you. We're not going to get down to this because Michael Schenker gave a number of interviews about Rudolph. And he's a con artist. Who completely adopted my own image.
Unbelievable. There he is. Look at that guy. Look at this guy. He says, yeah, I like rock and roll. I like rock and roll. I saw a little clip of him where they said, where he was talking about metal. He loves heavy metal. And he said that he bought every Black Sabbath album and then learned to translate it into English. And he got the name Sepultura from Black Sabbath lyrics. That's what he said. Max Cavalera. He could, you could say I'm a damn liar, but I read the article. That's what it said. So don't you just love this podcast for all the interesting nuggets that I just kind of blurt out at you? Man, I got one that could rock a boat. But I will not die. But no. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. Let's get into it, Max Cavalera. He's still collecting stories for his second book. Man, if you can write a second book, if they give you the option to write a second book, Max, would you like to write another book? That other one sold quite nicely. In a new interview with Andrew McKay-Smith of the Scars and Guitars podcast, Max Cavalera, Sepultura, Soulfly, Cavalera Conspiracies. And we just did them last Sunday on the first listens. What song was it? Inflicted. Don't you remember, Shane? It was Inflicted. That's what you did for my band, me and my brother. Igor, you know who Igor is? He's a drummer. He goes do-do-do-do-do-do on the drum. Jesus. We asked about the possibility to follow up to his 2014 autobiography. Not no goddamn memoir. It's an autobiography. My Bloody Roots. From Sepultura to Soulfly and beyond. He said it's transcribed by Blabbermouth. I needed to collect a couple of more stories first. But yeah, I think it'd be great to do a second part of that eventually. A little bit further down the road, I think also there's a lot of really cool tour stories. And I've been always thinking about this idea of a book of only tour stories. It'd be really cool too, because there's so many great tour stories. I got so many stories. I got tour stories, I got home time stories, I got stories from just walking around places, I got stories for when I go to maybe restaurants or amusement parks, but I got all the stories. But yeah, I think it'd be cool, the second book. I got the good stories. The other day I was reading an article that I think is Revolver, it did about the Sepultura Ministry tour. And they invited me, everybody on it. And to me, that was so cool to read the Al Jorgensen, we call him Alien. We call him Alien Jorgie. Ministry. Point of view and Helmet point of view. Oh, that's a good band too, old Paige Hamilton. You like Helmet? Get in the comments if you like Helmet. Tell me that. That's a band that kind of never really... They got popular there for like a year, right? I love that Meantime record. Point of view. I like the different kinds of points of view. Tori, that I didn't know about. And Al being a huge Sepultura fan. I didn't even know that he was that massive of a Sepultura fan. And then he kind of fought for us to be on the tour. Yeah, so maybe like a book of tour stories. And then eventually, sometime later, another chapter, another book. Yeah, he could do a 3. He could do a 3-book trilogy. Another book. I'm kind of a literary guy now. Another book is the stuff that I did. But you need to collect stories more first. I mean, that is a very important part. You have to have the stories. How are you going to have just empty pages of book with just nothing on it? You got to have the stories first to put in your mind, then you put on the paper. And that's what we're doing right now. The fully revised, updated edition of My Bloody Roots from Sepultura to Soulfly and Beyond was made available in July 2022 via Jawbone Press. The book includes a foreword by Dave Grohl, Foo Fighters, Cheater, and Nirvana. He's going to be known as a cheater now. All that great music. Never mind that he sold hundreds of millions of records. He's a damn dirty dog now. You say, man, you ever see Dave Grohl? They're like, yeah, he's a damn dirty dog. That's what he is. No, what about The Pretender and Everlong and all that, is a damn dirty dog now. I'm sorry, that's just the way I feel about it. And a brand new afterword by Randy Blythe of Lamb of God. That is a must read. I'm more of an audiobook kind of person. How about you? Are you a... I really like to do that, and I really love it when it's the writer of the book. You know, like Gene Simmons did his book, and Paul Stanley. You know, I like that, to hear their voices go. And I told Ace, I said, to pack your shit up and get out. You know. Let's get on to our pal, our friend here. Well, he's not really our friend. We don't know him at all. But we appreciate all the work that he does. James Lomenzo. He was the bass player for White Lion. He is now the bass player for Megadeth. And at another period in time, he had been the Megadeth fella. Right? Because he did 2 tours, they say, with Dave Mustaine. Oh, yes. Have you ever heard that song from Foo Fighters? You know I got to do it. You know I got to do it right now. Have you heard that song, The Pretender, by the Foo Fighters? It goes like this. Oh, yes, I'm the great pretender, pretending that I'm doing well. Not the whole song, just a little bit. James the Zazz-Man Lomenzo felt a bit like a fish out of water after joining Megadeth nearly 2 decades ago. He's had a break from it, guys. Don't call me false metal, okay? He had a break in there, a huge break, but he came in, left, now he's back, okay? Yamaha Guitars has shared a mini documentary on current Megadeth bassist James Lomenzo. I love these guys already because they know a great person to do a documentary on. That is James Lomenzo. In this episode of Yamaha Guitars Artist Breakthrough Story Series, we hear about James's passion, how he got to where he is today, and his defining breakthrough story. From his earliest memories of discovering bass guitar to his experience as the bassist of legendary bands White Lion, Megadeth, Lomenzo explores how his lifelong passion for music turned into a surreal career. He's living it. He's living the best life. Lomenzo, who joined Megadeth in 2006 and appeared on 2 of the group's studio albums, 2007's United Abominations and 2009's Endgame, said in part, as transcribed by Blabbermouth, "At first I felt a bit like a fish out of water. I understood the music, I could play it, but I was like, how do you deliver this? What do you do with it? The challenge of the music is to be able to perform in such a way that it looks to the audience the same way that it feels when they listen to it." Yeah, okay, I get you. I'm telling you. That's James Lomenzo laying down some sweet knowledge. You want to play that stuff so it feels like it's like you wrote it. In Megadeth, I have a space to make grander gestures. I can pump that fist to the guy who's pumping his... Oh my God, that's disgusting. What's that guy pumping out there? Is that guy he's pumping his fist. Okay, wait, hold on a minute. I thought he was pumping something. I can pump that fist to the guy who's pumping his fist. Oh, at me, the right time, and I can look him right in the eyes while he's pumping away and let him know that I see you and I know you love this and I love it too. Every damn second of it. There's something that is so transformative about that in the moment. Yeah, I agree. Which makes metal really work, and I think that's metal's best thing. I don't like too many of them goddamn words put next to each other like that. where it's got a comma in there. That's metal's best thing. It's like building that community, building that church instantaneously with the audience, and vice versa. The community of metal is unwavering. The audience has broadened since the last time I was here. Lomenzo was Megadeth's bass player. Now, hear me. Hear what I was going to tell you, because this is what he's... All right? Lomenzo was Megadeth's bass player in the mid-2000s, but was fired from the band in 2010 and replaced with returning original Megadeth bassist David Ellefson. After Ellefson was kicked out of Megadeth in May 2021, Lomenzo stepped back in as a touring member of the 2021 leg of the Metal Tour of the Year. In May 2022, it was announced that Lomenzo was officially rejoining my buddy whom I fired. Why would you ever fire James Lomenzo? What would the wonderful James Lomenzo... There's no scandals in James Lomenzo's life. He's a chill dude. What are you firing him for? All right. Lomenzo officially rejoining the family. We're going to get into your comments here pretty quick. Are you so happy about that? I feel great because everything's just humming along. In November 2022, Lomenzo reflected on his initial departure from Megadeth in an interview. Maybe he'll tell us why he was fired. After 3 or 4 years in Megadeth, David Ellefson returned, and I, like you, was pretty excited about that. Because I had always been a fan of Megadeth anyway. I'm one of those crazy guys. I'm one of those crazy guys that's like, I want it to be the original band. That's how crazy I am. Well, let's get Poland and Sam Gamelson. He's passed on, though, right? Long time ago. Samuelson. I'm almost done with this, guys. I want it to be the original band. I always want it to be the original band. It's kind of the way I grew up. But in lieu of that, I had to take the charge of the bass spot when he couldn't be there. So when he came back, I was fine with it. Man, I'm really butchering this now. I can hear a popping noise in my ear that's bothering me as I sit here and jaw away. Let's see. So when he came back, I was fine with it. Oh, it's gone now. Couple more. Yeah, it's fine. But in lieu, I had to take charge of that bass spot when he couldn't be there. So when he came back, I was fine with it. I've done 2 great albums, United Abominations and Endgame. We've done 2 world tours, been all over the place. And so, at that point, I was kind of excited to maybe try something new. And so I went back home. That's where you start. That's where you start to do new things in life. You got to go back home and start from there. Clear your mind, and then you start from there, and then you branch out to do new things. I started a video company. I started doing these local jams. Oh, no. Don't do the local Battle of the Band jams. They're talking about you if you do that. They're like, dude, that's Jive Talkin. White Lion, Megadeth? Yeah, that's him. Shh. Our bands are going to blow them away. I started a video company. I started doing local jams where we're all famous friends. Oh, never mind. Where all famous friends would come and buy and jam with me. It was great. Okay, so he's smarter than that. He didn't have those damn lousy Battle of the Bands. 15 bands on the fucking thing, and that you already know the winner. The judges are bought and paid for. You want to know the winner? You want to know the winner to the Battle of the Bands that's going to happen any time in the near future or any time that you hear this? In your local town? Whoever the big turds are that are not that good, but are like the free media darlings, you know, like the newspaper or whatever, the band that you see in the articles, in the free papers in your town all the time, and you're like, why the fuck do they pay attention to this band? if they're on that Battle of the Bands with you, you're going to lose to that band. It happens every damn time. We did a Battle of the Bands. This was the punk band that I was in called Casa Diablo before we basically transformed into Die Monster Die. It was the same guys. But we put out one album called The Continuing Mission to Destroy Rock and Roll. But we did this Battle of the Bands, and it was to get on some kind, I think it was like the main stage of the Warped Tour. It was some kind of festival thing. And you were going to be the first band to play up with all these big bands. And the whole thing was rigged. You know, you got to get your shit on and get it off. You got to get fucking move it. You know, you got 15 minutes to play. And then the band that they wanted to win, well, they brought all of their gear, lush backgrounds and everything. 30-minute set, and the judges are going, who's going to win that? And the winner is, let's open the ballot up. It's the Rockin' Tonys. You know, every time. I'm on one today. We're done with this. James, we love you. We got to go. I'm sorry, James, but these people are way more important than you, and I will attest to that. It is your comments. It is your time. You've done the work. You've listened to the thing. And now you are here. And we got some comments, people. We got some folks in here, like 12. Oh, boy, I sure do hope those reads. I'm going to open them reads right now. Miss out there, where you at? Read. Okay, we got to read there. Yeah, I forgot to do that part. And we know what happens if I don't prepare myself. Johnny B coming in here. You mentioned something on the last episode that I've been thinking about since Kiss announced their farewell tour and final show. They ended it terribly, in my opinion, but there is a way they could redeem themselves and make a crap ton of cash. Yeah. First wave. Oh, okay, so he's going to lay them out. First wave, scout the earth, not just the USA. I agree 100%. 4 guys that resemble the original members. The gene they find could be from Africa. Ace might be from China. Paul might be from France, etc. They also need to be top players. No, we'll teach them once. Yeah, no, we'll teach them once they get them. Crap. None of that. Top players only. You're nailing my idea beautifully. So this task might take a bit. The second wave. Take the Kiss Alive era costumes and music. Give it an update. Not completely redoing the stage. And take it on the road like you said. The candelabras and the whole setup, playing only the classic songs from that time frame. Recreate the entire era. That's what I couldn't spit out of my mouth. Is you are giving the entire nuance of when these people come into the concert in 2027, 2028 or whatever, they have just been transported back to 1970. Yes. Playing only the classic songs from that time frame. Recreate the entire era. This would be likely a 2 to 3 year tour of the world depending on demand. Great. Third stage. After the first tour, now you recreate the Kiss Alive 2 era. Yes. Using the costumes and songs, maybe each member performs one. What's this? Recreate the entire era. Kiss 2, costume songs. Maybe each member performs one song each from the solo albums. That's not a bad idea. The type of deal. Huge concert with massive production, but sticking to the Kiss Alive 2 stage set. Yes, this would be a 2 to 3 year tour. I mean, dude, that puts them out 6 years. And they're going, look at all the money, Gene. Gene, you like that money? Ha! Yeah, I know you love that money, Gene. That's what you love women and money, Gene.
Oh, yeah, I do.
All in all, you're looking at about a 10-year, yes, commitment, but I believe it would definitely pay off. I'd go. And it would honor Kiss and their impact on music and entertainment much more than their final concert did. I really wish I had an extra $5 million or so to kick it off with, but unfortunately I do not. But man, that would be incredible. Yes, that is right on the money. And you just keep rolling that band, that kick-ass band through the eras, rock and roll over and all that. I mean, it'd be great. Johnny B still says, tell me what you think of this idea. Well, I just told you. P.S. Peter would have to sing Beth instead of something off his solo album because that's just how it is. Ha, yeah. Well, no one would want to hear that. You know, they want to hear Beth, or Dirty Livin' or Hard Luck Woman or something. They want to hear that. If he goes, I think I'll do a little number off my solo album, they go, boo. Something of Hard Luck Woman. I say, baby, do you find me? PSS on Johnny B here. He says, oh, I didn't mean that, Johnny. I'm not piss on you. Johnny B has a PSS to his PS. The Dave Mustaine, Kerry King making love scenario had me dying. Well, there's your heart. Give you a pump for that. Heart, you know. Mike, oh my God. Mike Buchanan coming in here. I saw the 69 on there. I forgot he's a 69er. I say, Mike? Nope, only 69. You know the rules. This week's movies that are bad, but we love them anyways, takes me back to the movies that are great. And in my top 10 of all time, Escape from New York, 1981. I mean, the Ernest Borgnine as a hellion, yeah. And he had a hairy neck and stuff too, you know, hair, a little bit of hair on there. How do you follow up two of the best horror movies, Halloween and The Fog? Well, you make Escape from New York, of course. Hands down, one of the greatest cult classic movies ever. The best part about being my age is that I got to see the films of the 1980s and 90s when they were brand new and experience them in all their glory. Often without this layer of nostalgia films that this era tends to be viewed as corny or campy. Escape from New York is a perfect encapsulation of this effect. Kurt Russell is 100% the capstone of this title, and without him, I'm unsure of whether this film would have achieved anywhere near the level of success it's seen. At this point, it's considered a cult classic, and while I would definitely call it a guilty pleasure, because I like my guilty pleasures, Escape from New York doesn't have many hang-ups associated with the films in the guilty pleasure category. I read that terribly, but grab your favorite beverage, sit in your favorite chair, pop some popcorn, and press play on that damn thing. Shane, you keep doing this is still 69, Mike Buchanan 69. Shane, you keep doing what makes you happy. And by proxy, you make us all happy. That makes me feel good inside. I myself don't have friends that listen to metal, so I don't have an outlet besides here to talk about metal. So thank you for that. I do, however, have a wife that I can talk to about things. I have a wife that I can talk to about really bad movies. She's even more fanatical about the subject than I am. It's good when you got something in common, right? You hate bad movies, bad horror movies. It's just, you know, it works. You say, oh, I don't want to watch one of them goddamn horror movies again. You know, do we have to watch that shit? Mike Buchanan on Dave Mustaine. Seems a lot of artists have stopped playing older songs due to religious reasons. Blackie comes to mind. But due to fans' reactions, are now going to be performing said songs once again. Yeah, you got to do the dirty ones if you want people to come to your concerts. Always make the fans happy is what I say. Mike Buchanan on Kerry King. What could have been right? What could have been right? I will say this. Dave could have stayed in Metallica and that band would have been way different. So no Megadeth. Kirk Hammett could have stayed with Exodus. Would he would have been I gotta spit the damn words out. It would have been Gary Holt and Kirk Hammett. Yes, Hunnell wasn't there. That's the guy that they got to come in. I don't know why I'm asking that question because Gary Holt started the band, I think, right? Yes, no? Kirk stayed Metallica, so Kirk could have stayed with Exodus, and that band would have been different. Things were meant to be, yes. Mike Buchanan says, I totally agree with Bruce Kulick on Kiss not celebrating all the members on their questionable final show. Let's face it, if someone dangles enough money in front of Paul and Gene, we will see another Kiss tour. It's sad that they just threw all of their former members to the curb, probably so they could get a bigger piece of the pie. Man, you're good if you get that. I'm gonna leave that there, but if you can figure out what that little singing bit was from, that was one of my all-time favorite shows too. I'll tell you that right now. Mike Buchanan can't really say much about Skid Row thing, but look at how many singers they've gone through over the years. Seems fishy to me that singers don't want to stay with the band. Yep. Mike Buchanan says, TMI, Shane, TMI. I'll never look at a bearskin rug the same way again. Well, I was just telling you. You know, it's just part of it. And I'm not even, you'd think that maybe it's like, oh, well, perhaps when you're in your dream state, you're sweating. And your back hair might be something that, no. Because I'm not a hairy fellow. And we talked about that before. Probably in the last episode when I said, people go, I walk down the street with a pair of shorts on and someone's like, hey, look at those legs, hot potatoes. You got some fucking hot potatoes over there, those legs. Because I don't ever have to shave or nothing. Mike Buchanan says, my dad saw them making King Kong 1976 while at work in New York City. That's great. Told us all about it. He did. When Daddy came home. He says, you're not gonna fucking believe this. What is it, Daddy? What is it, Daddy? I'm out there fucking working and I see a goddamn 100-foot monkey crawling up the side of the building. Told us, and we're like, what's a King Kong? Well, you ain't ever going to watch those movies until you get a little older. I can't have you, drive you crazy. But when your mother goes away to, visit Aunt Teresa down there, we're going to watch a King Kong, I'll tell you that. And now, it's time for the Jive Talkin Jokes of the Week, provided by one Mike Buchanan. It's Mommy time. Mommy, my head hurts. Shut up and get away from the dartboard. Because Mommy's at the club. She's at the Elk Club. Shooting darts. Mommy, why are we pushing the car off the cliff? Shut up, son. You'll wake up your father. Mommy, Daddy's running down the street. Shut up and step on the gas. I like that. Mommy, Daddy's on fire. Hurry up and get the marshmallows. Mom smokes them long Virginia Slims. Mommy, why am I running in a circle? Shut up before I nail your other foot to the floor. Why am I running in circles? Shut up before I nail your other foot to the floor. Mommy, can I lick the bowl? I'm trying to smoke this shit. No. Mommy, can I lick the bowl? No. Press the flush like everyone else. That's good. And finally, Mommy, Daddy just fell off the roof and he's not moving. Don't make me laugh. You know I have a chapped lips. Well, I'm going to say this about Mommy. Mommy, she's a she's kind of a mean person. She's clearly murder happy, you know. Hey, we got Robbie coming in here. I think this is fresh blood, everybody. Let's take a peek. 30 comments and 6 hearts received. Sir, you shall, Robbie T. Oh, we know Robbie T, don't we? Yes. But he hadn't been here before. So he's going to be getting that heart. First off, congratulations on another great show. And second off, I want to tell you that I myself own a Doberman, but unfortunately, do not possess the mustache or the thick chest hair. Be thankful for that, buddy. Nobody that has a thick pile of chest hair is super jazzed about it. I cannot believe that there is a scenario in the world where anyone that's just got fucking hair, everything, are going, God, I love this. I mean, I can see some women where you're like, I keep it around for the ladies. The ladies love it. They put their fingers in it and say, hey. But, I mean, I can't even handle a mustache. You know, it's like if I drink anything and it dribbles down, I go, oof, I can't do it. Anyways, well, let's start over because he's got compliments in here for me. First off, congratulations on another great show. Second off, I want to tell you that I myself, Doberman Pinscher, doesn't have the hairy chest, though. And lastly, the song Man in Motion was inspired by a Canadian athlete named Rick Hansen, who was paralyzed from the waist down from a car accident, who did a 2-year tour spanning like 30... I remember that movie! The guy that was walking in with the Rick Hansen, who was paralyzed from the waist down from a car accident, who did a 2-year tour spanning like 34... Oh, maybe this is the wrong thing. 34 countries, called Man in Motion. In his wheelchair to raise money for spinal cord research, the professor of rock actually did an episode on him. Pretty amazing story. Okay. Well, fantastic, buddy. And of course, compliments get you everywhere with me, so you're getting a thumb. Does anyone remember that 80s movie about the guy that I probably watched that movie at least 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 times. But he lost his legs and he goes across the country, and he's just got those bionic legs or whatever. And I remember like there's being once scenes where like he's got blood on his stumps. They're in a van. They're saying, "You can't do it anymore, Bobby. You can't do it. I know you gave it a valiant effort, but you just can't do it anymore. Your stumps are bloody." And he's like, I'm going to do it. And it was kind of a triumphant movie, if I remember right. Or maybe it's really horrible and sad ending. Get in the comments and tell me if you remember that movie. It's guys had curly hair. It's early 80s. And he goes across America with 2... What's the word for that? Fake leg? I don't want to say fake legs. It's not fake legs, guys. I apologize to anyone out there. What is the word? Case and Punk coming in here. We know exactly who that is. I always enjoy watching your videos. You are like a friend. You're damn straight I am, buddy. And you're getting that. Shane, we got Shane here. I was the one who filmed the Bruce Kulick question and answer. Got my Carnival of Souls album signed. He was great. These guys are all over it. Shane, you're connected with the I mean, I'm not, I hope I'm not speaking out of school or anything, but with the Sink and Stanley and stuff, so, I mean, is that a bad thing to say? I don't know if that was, I don't know if it's you or not. I don't know who Sink and Stanley is. I'm just saying you are in some way connected. But congratulations for spending a little time with Bruce Kulick. That's a nice thing for you to goddamn do. I love it. Keep up the damn fine work. You guys are a damn fine organization. Oh, Gilman. We got Gilman here. No, thank you, Shane. Let's give it. Now I'm feeling bad. for freaking Johnny B and Mike. Now I got to give them thumbs because, you know, you can't just not just, it's like, what do we? Chop fucking liver to this guy. Oh, sure. He gives out the thumbsy upsies to these guys. No, thank you, Shane. We appreciate you. Love the channel. You crack me up. Love the imitations, the thoughts, the topics, and discussions. If I could give you 2 thumbs, I would. You take on rock and roll. Your take on rock and roll is hilarious and insightful. If I give you 3 thumbs, I would. Keep up the great work. Bang. Well done. Thank you, Gilman. And Miss Althea, oh, we got a couple down here, but Miss Althea coming in here. She's so happy with me. This is going great. And that last episode was like an hour and a half. Pretty soon you say, all right, Shane, unplug the extension cord. Let's go back to the battery running out. Miss Althea says, the dumbstruck fool says, me and Mr. Extension Cord Inventor Guy say, you're welcome. And damn, just when I thought I was the only one who had a grandmother who would have frequent extended weekends, stays at her local Bellevue. Yes. So you had grandma too that went to have brain breaks. I can't remember exactly how they used to say it to us, but it was just kind of nonchalant that she was at the hospital. Nothing major. She just had to she's just really tired and had to just not think about things for a little while. Miss Althea on Dave Mustaine, why do I feel like some stoner dude is going to have some revelation and try to make a Pink Floyd Wizard of Oz thing go viral? Whoa! You got to sync up Megadeth's Peace Sales album with the movie The Conjuring. It's a freak out. Is that real? Or are you making a silly? Because now I want to do that right away. And thank you, Dave, for not covering Anarchy in the UK anymore. It's been covered enough. It would actually be hilarious if Megadeth covered Santana's Black Magic Woman. That's a great tune, isn't it? Not a black magic woman, she gonna make a monkey out of me. Devil out of me. Miss Althea on Bruce Kulick, that man is preaching to the choir. I really can't say anything more than what I have already said on the matter, but I guess I will say it anyway. To not acknowledge or recognize all members of the band, Kiss band, throughout its entire history at MSG was disrespectful, especially when 2 of them are dead. The 33rd anniversary of Eric's passing is coming up in a couple of weeks. Well, now we got to do him. Maybe we do a deep dive video on Eric. Eric's passing is coming up in a couple of weeks on November 24th, and I am still having a terrible time wrapping my head around that. To not so mention as extend an invitation to the surviving members was inexcusable. None of them didn't even have to play. They could have just stood on the stage for 5 minutes. Yeah, the place still would have erupted. Ace, Peter, Vinny, Bruce. You know, it would have been great if they made one of them pyramids. And of course, Paul would have been at the top of the pyramid, but they all got down on 4s, you know. Vinny, Ace, Bruce, Eric, you know, Peter. We don't put Peter in the pyramid. Peter will break if we put him in the pyramid. I was like, Gene, you all right down there? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Paul's up there. Wahoo, 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 wahoo. Ah, God, I see that image in my head, and I just love it. Eric's passing, not to mention extended invitation to the surviving members. They didn't have to come up on stage for 5 minutes. The place would have erupted, all of them. Still deserving taking a final bow as a member of Kiss. Midnight Special. That's the show that I was trying to remember the name of. Because there's some great clips of Kiss on that. And other bands. Midnight Special is the name of the TV show that was escaping you. There was a great East Coast tribute band called Kiss Alive 75 that only did that era of the band. Is that them? I think they may have been based out of Pennsylvania, but I am not certain. I also honestly don't know if they still exist. Boy, they fooled me. If that's, maybe I'm just twisting that whole comment up, but if the Midnight Special Kiss shit that I've seen, that explains a lot if it's a fake band. You know, if it's... I think what Miss Althea is trying to explain to me there is there's a kick-ass band that's doing the thing that Johnny B was talking about with the band. But I'm a moron. I Miss Althea on Skid Row. I had to stop listening after a while. I think the band either needs a reality show or a poorly written, acted biopic on underground streaming service. Tubi. They'd make a great documentary. See, that's what they start doing now, though. They go, we can't make a fucking documentary about our bands. You kidding me? We called Netflix. They don't want it. Amazon. They say, get out of here. Next thing you know, you got to put it on Tubi. It's kind of shame. They would consider it to be shameful. I would not. Of all the documentaries that Tubi has, to be fair, they've all been in wonderful places, and then say, you know, they get some kind of work with a distributor or something. Who knows? Oh, she's going to talk about... hold on, let me finish this up, guys. We will not be rude to her. Poorly written biopic underground streaming service. The non-stop drama and the revolving door of singers is becoming laughable at this point. Mike B's movies, but recommendation of Food of the Gods. That's the one he picked for last week. That is one I haven't watched, let alone thought of in years. I agree. It is definitely of cult classic status, and I need to revisit it. Where's my Jiffy Pop? Oh, remember that on the stove? You know, and your mother's over there shaking it. You got to shake it on the hot burner. You had to have electric burners, or electric. And then I put my little fingers out. Mama, what you do? She said, you don't touch the fucking Jiffy Pop. I'm cooking it. It's the hot. You just hit the hot plate. I say, oh my God, my hands are burning. Fuck me. Every kid did it. Stick your hand up there. What you cook? Ow! Now someone's going to go, I never did that. I never did that, Shane. I never did that, Shane. No, we never did. I never even heard of that. Miss Althea on Harry Connick Jr., which I was talking about this Red Light, Blue Light album. That's just a classic piece of stuff. I am also one who believes the Brat Pack classic lounge style music, especially during the holidays for some reason. Red Light, Blue Light is a fantastic song. But wouldn't it be interesting and fun if it were, now I'm starting to think that it was a Christmas album, but it can't be, right? I don't care if it's Christmas. I don't think it is, but now my brain's getting twisted up. I am also one that loves the Brat Pack classic lounge style music, especially during the holidays. Okay, for some reason. Because there is a song called Last Payday on there. And it's about what's Christmas, do-do-do-do, when it's your last payday. The song is about him going down to the fucking pool parlor. Play somebody to get a little bit of Christmas dough because he's out of work and stuff. And I think that's it. All right, I'm getting back to it. Harry Connick, Brat Pack. Red Light, Miss Althea says, Red Light, Blue Light is a fantastic song. But wouldn't it be interesting and fun if it were put into a heavy metal mashup with Red Light, Green Light, TNT by Kix? What? Red Light, Green Light, TNT by Kix? Is that the song, Red Light, Green Light, TNT? My brain's gonna pop. Get back to me on that. How many times have I picked at my nose? I got a hair or something, man, and it's just the devil. Upcycling, Miss Altheon, upcycling plastic bags for the use of litter box collection. Oh boy, I hope I'm not doing something bad here, but I am glad I am not the only one who does this. However, our area stores charge 5 cents per plastic bag, and some counties have a ban on them completely. Yeah. For big store trips, I use my own bags. I mean, they are very convenient. You know, I know we're filling landfills with shit that won't biodegrade. But it's convenient to pick up cat shit in the plastic bags. From big store trips, I use my own bags, but for small needs, yes, that's the way I do it too. You know, just quick, convenience store stuff. I will take all the plastic bags I can get, 5 cents a pop, or should I say 5 cents for kitty poop. Be damned. There you go, Miss Althea. Well done on that one. And we got all Kristen's come in. It's like I'm channeling, you know. I love watching those shows. I love watching the paranormal shows, but I really like the ones where they've got a psychic with them, you know. Channeling in. Hold on. Oh my God, there's a man over there in the corner. He's sitting over in the corner. Big, you know, they look all the same. What does it look like? It's a tiny little girl in a white dress. Or it's a big tall man and he's dark shadow. Oh. He's sitting right over there. Channeling. So I'm channeling in. Kristen. Channeling. I enjoy all of it. You and everyone on here. I have a smile on my face at every video. It takes my mind off of all the other bullshit out there. And that's what it's all about. You just forget about it. And just sit here with me and do what I'm doing. I am spending time with you. And I'm not concerned about any other bullshit that is happening. Well, very good. And bang and bang. And then Christian Heinous, you know him from Torn Sky. He says, thumbs up to you, Shane. Thumbs up emoticon. Watching your videos is my therapy. That's disgusting, whatever that emoticon is. What is that? Oh, is it fingers doing that? Like, you're A-okay, my book, pal. And he's got 4 thumbs ups on that, so that can't be a bad emoticon. Anyways, there we go. That's it. We've done it, my friends, my friends. We have done it once again. Get out there, seize the day, seize the moment, seize the hour. I've been listening to, and this is great, guys. If you're even interested in this, if you have where your brain is constantly thinking about negative thoughts or what ifs or oh my God, what if, check out Marcus Aurelius Meditations. It is fantastic because this is from Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, who ended up sharing his emperorship with his brother or something. He wrote down in his journal, and I don't think they ever meant to release it to the world, but they did, just things that teaches you, reteaches you how to really love yourself. You spend so much time being concerned about everybody else that you forget about yourself. And it's not in a selfish way. You don't grab the biggest piece of pie. Fuck you, it's mine. You know, it's about figuring yourself out again. So check that out if you're interested. And you could probably find it for free because it is from Rome in 2,000 years ago or something. When was it? 147 AD? Something like that? Anywho, now someone's going, I don't listen to that kind of shit. This guy's over here trying to tell me to make my brains happy. inside, and I don't do that. All right, come on, guys, come on. Let's get a song. Oh my God, I can fit it on here. Yeah. Come on, baby. Oh. Ooh. Hey, how you doing, girl? Oh, we gotta start that over. Hey, how you doing, girl? Come over tonight. I got a big bottle of wine, and Shane's all queued up on the podcast machine. We will have fun and listen to his podcast. Drink a little drink, not too much, have fun. Oh boy, this is falling apart. Oh, I love you, baby, honey girl. You're the sweetest little girl in the whole wide world. I wanna take you to the road, take you to the beach, and take you to the sky. Back on topic. Jive Talkin.